Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to explain Maclaurin series expansion. So to solve, there is a formula for this. Y of x is equal to y of 0 plus x into y1 of 0 plus x square divided by 2 factorial y2 of a 0 plus x cube divided by 3 factorial y3 of a 0 plus x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial y4 of a 0 and so on. So I have written two sums here. This is the method of solving. So the first question is y is equal to e raised to x. Now according to the formula, what is the first term here? Y of a 0. So y of a 0 I have written here. It means in place of x I need to substitute 0. So e raised to 0 is 1. Now next here it is y1 of a 0. So for y1 of a 0 I need to differentiate the given equation. So if I differentiate this, I'll get e raised to x. Now let me substitute in place of x 0. So e raised to 0 will again becomes 1. Now if you differentiate y1, you'll get y2. If you differentiate this, then again you'll get the same thing, that is e raised to x. So y2 of a 0 will become e raised to 0. Substituting 0 at x, so you'll get 1. So if you differentiate y2, you'll get y3. If you differentiate this, again you'll get e raised to x. So here e raised to 0 will become 1. So if you differentiate y3, you'll get y4, and this will be e raised to x again same. y4 of a 0 will become e raised to 0, 1. Now substituting all these values in this formula. Fine. So y of a 0 is how much? 1. So I have written here 1. Plus x I have written here. y1 of a 0 is 1. So x into 1 is x itself. Plus x square divided by 2 factorial. X square divided by 2 factorial. y2 of a 0 is 1. So remains same. Plus x3 upon 3 factorial. x3 upon 3 factorial. y2 of a 0 is 1. Same way it goes on. Fine. Now question number 2. Y is equal to cos x. So from the formula, the first term is y of a 0. So y of a 0, it means where there is a x, you need to write 0. So cos 0 is how much? 1. Now next, if I differentiate y, I'll get y1. So d by dx of cos is minus sin x. Now y1 of a 0, it means in place of x I have to substitute 0. So minus sin 0. Sin 0 is 0. Fine. Now if I differentiate y1, I'll get y2. If I differentiate minus sin x, then I'll get a minus cos x. So in place of x, substitute 0. So minus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1 and there is a minus here. So it will become minus 1. If I differentiate y2, I'll get y3. So minus d by dx of cos is minus sin x. Minus into minus will become plus. Y3 of a 0, it means plus sin 0. Sin 0 is again 0. Now if I differentiate y3, I'll get y4. Now if I differentiate sin x, then I'll get cos x. So y4 of a 0, it means in place of x, substitute 0. So cos 0 will become 1. Now substituting all these values in this Maclaurin's formula. So y of a 0 is how much? 1. So I have written here 1. Now y1 of a 0 is how much? 0. So whole term will become 0. Plus x square divided by 2 factorial y2 of a 0. y2 of a 0 is minus 1. Fine. So I have written here minus x square divided by 2 factorial. Now y3 of a 0 is 0. So this whole term will become 0. Now next, x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial y4 of a 0. So y4 of a 0 is 1. So I have written x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial, and it goes on. Fine. Let's move on to the next sum. Now third question. Y is equal to log of 1 plus x. From the formula, the first term is y of 0. So y of 0 means in place of x I am going to substitute 0. So log of 1 plus 0. So it will become log 1. So log 1 answer is 0. Now I need to find y1 of a 0. To find that, I need to differentiate y. So if I differentiate log of 1 plus x, I'll get 1 divided by 1 plus x. Fine. Now y1 of a 0, it means where there is a x, I need to substitute 0. So I'll get 1. Fine. Now if I differentiate y1, then I'll get y2. So if I differentiate this, I'll get minus 1 divided by 1 plus x whole square. Fine. Now in place of x, I must substitute 0. Minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0 whole square. So the answer will be minus 1. So if I differentiate y2, I'll get y3. So the answer will be 2 divided by 1 plus x whole cube. Fine. Now in place of x, if I substitute 0, I'll get 1 plus x whole cube. Then the answer will be 2. Fine. Now next, if I differentiate this, then I'll get 2 3s are 6. So it will be 1 plus x raised to 4. So I am differentiating with this formula. Fine. Use this formula to differentiate all this. Fine. So in place of x, if I substitute 0, minus 6 divided by 1 plus x, 1 plus 0 raised to 4, then the answer is minus 6. Fine. Now all these values substituting in Maclaurin's formula. Y of a 0 is how much? 0. So I have written here 0. Plus x, so I have written here y1 of a 0. So y1 of a 0 is how much? 1. So no need of writing. Now plus x square divided by 2 factorial y2 of a 0. So y2 of a 0 is here. It is minus 1. So I have written here minus x square divided by 2 factorial. Next is plus x cube divided by 3 factorial y3 of a 0. y3 of a 0 is here. It is 2. So I have written here 2. Fine. X cube divided by 3 factorial. Next is x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial y4 of a 0. y4 of a 0 is here and it is minus 6. So I have written here minus 6 here and x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial. This completes your third question. Let's move on to the fourth one. So y is equal to square root of 1 plus sine 2x. Now as per the first term, it is y of a 0. So in place of x, I have substituted 0. So the square root of 1 plus 0 is 1, square root of 1 is 1 now. Now I must solve for y1. So before solving, let me simplify this. 1 can be written as sine square x plus cos square x plus sine 2x. There is a formula. 2 sine x into cos x. Fine. Now this is in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab. So what we can write? A plus b whole square. So I am going to write sin x plus cos x whole square. Square and root get cancelled. So what is the value of y now? It is sin plus cos. Sin x plus cos x is the value of y. Now if I differentiate this, then differentiation of sin is cos and minus differentiation of cos is minus sin, and if I differentiate y, then I'll get y1. Now substitute 0 in place of x. Cos 0 is how much? It is 1. Minus sin 0 is how much? 0. So the answer is 1. Now if I differentiate y1, I'll get y2. Differentiation of cos is minus sin and differentiation of sin is cos. Fine. Now y2 of a 0. It means in place of x, I must write 0. So sin 0 is 0 minus cos 0 is 1. So the final answer is minus 1. Right. Now if I differentiate y2, I'll get y3. So differentiation of sin is cos and differentiation of cos is minus sin. So minus into minus will become plus sin x. So y3 of a 0, it means in place of x substitute 0. So minus 1 plus 0 is equal to minus 1. Fine. Now next differentiate y3, you will get y4. Now differentiation of cos is minus sine. That minus and this minus will become plus. So I must write only sin x. Plus differentiation of sine is cos. Now in place of x substitute 0. Sin 0 is 0. Cos 0 is 1. So the final answer is 1. Now I need to substitute all these values in the formula. Fine. So substituting these values in the given formula. So y of a 0 is how much? 1. So I have written here 1 plus x into y1 of a 0. Y1 of a 0 is 1. So it is only x minus x square divided by 2 factorial y2 of a 0. So y2 of a 0 is minus 1. So I have written minus x square divided by 2 factorial. X cube divided by 3 factorial y3 of a 0. So y3 of a 0 is minus 1. So I have written here minus x cube divided by 3 factorial plus y4 x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial. So y4 of a 0 is 1. So this completes your fourth answer. Now fifth question, y is equal to tan x. So first we need to find out the first term y of a 0. So in place of x I am going to substitute 0. So tan 0 is how much? 0. Then I have to find the y1 of a 0 now. To find that I need to differentiate the given equation. So if I differentiate tan x, then I will get secant square x. Fine. So this can be written as 1 plus tan square x. This is the formula of secant square. So this also can be written as 1 plus, what is tan? It is y. Then I must write 1 plus y square. Fine. Now in place of x, if I substitute 0, then it will be 1 plus 0 square. So 1 plus 0 square is nothing but 1. Now this was about y1. So if I differentiate y1, I will get y2. So if I differentiate 1, then it is 0 because it is a constant. So plus differentiation of y square is 2y y1. Fine. Now I am going to substitute the value of y and y1. So y2 of 0. So 0 plus 2 into y value is 0. y1 value is 1. So 2 into 0 is 0. So the whole answer is 0 here. Now y3. If I differentiate y2, I will get y3. So I will write here 2. Differentiating y and y1 by UV method. Fine. So y. If I differentiate y1, then I will get y2 plus I will keep y1 as it is. If I differentiate y, then again I will get y1. So y3 of 0. Now what is y? Y is 0. So 2 into 0 plus what is y1? y1 is 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 ones are 2. So the answer is 2. Now if I differentiate y3, then I will get y4. So 2. If I differentiate, I will keep y as it is. If I differentiate y2, then it is y3 plus keep y2 as it is. If I differentiate y, then I will get y1. Fine. Now plus this is y1 square. So if I differentiate this, I will get 2 y1 y2. So that I will write here 2 y1 y2. Fine. Now 2 I will write here y. What is y? 0. So this term is 0 now. y2 is 0. So this term is 0. So y1 is 1 and y2 is 0. Fine. So y4 of 0 will become 0. Now tan x. Substituting all these values in this. Fine. What is y of 0? It is 0. Plus y1 is 1. So simply I have to write x. Now y2 is 0. So write 0 here. Plus and y3 means I must write x3 divided by 3 factorial into y3. So y3 is 2 here. Plus y4 will become 0. Fine. And so on. Now sixth question, y is equal to log of secant x. Now as per the formula, y of 0, it means in place of x I need to substitute 0. So log of secant 0, secant 0 value is 1, so log of 1 is 0. Fine. Now if I differentiate this y, then I'll get a y1. So this will become 1 upon secant x. Now differentiation of a secant x is secant x into tan x. Fine. This and this get cancelled. So what is remaining? y1 is equal to tan x. Fine. Now I have to write y1 of 0. It means in place of x, if I substitute 0, so tan 0 is how much? 0. Fine. Now next y2. So y2 means if I differentiate this, then I'll get a secant square x. Fine. Now this can be written as 1 plus tan square x. So this can be written as 1 plus how much? y1 square. Same like this problem. Fine. Here I have done the same thing. Now in place of x, if I substitute 0, so secant 0 is again 1. Fine. Now y3 means I must differentiate that. Now if I differentiate this, that is differentiation of 1 is 0 because it is a constant, plus differentiation of y1 square, it is 2 y1 y2. Fine. So I'll write here 2. What is y1? y1 is 0. y2 of 0 is 1. So 2 into 0, so it is 0. This is your y3 of 0. Fine. Now y4 means differentiation of y3, I'll get y4. So I need to differentiate this now. 2, keep y1 as it is, this will become y3, keep y2 as it is, and y1 will become y2. Fine. 2. What is y1? y1 is 0 and y2 value is 1. So 2 ones are 2. So this is a y4 of 0 value. Now keep this 2 as it is. Now keep y1. If you differentiate y3, then you will get a y4, plus keep y3. Differentiation of y1 is y2. As you know that using this formula, that is product formula, I am using this formula to differentiate this u dv by dx plus v du by dx. Fine. I am using this formula. Now y2 into y2 will become y2 square. So if I differentiate this, I'll get 2 y2 y3. So I'll write this here. So plus 2 y2 y3. Fine. Now y1 is how much? 0. 2 into 0. y3 is how much? 0. Fine. Now y3 is again 0. It means 0. So y5 of 0 is 0. Now last one, y6, because in the question they have told us to solve up to 6 terms. That's the reason I am solving till y6. Rest all sums I have solved till y4. So 2, this keep y1 as it is, y4 will become y5 plus y4, this will become y2 and plus y3, y2 will become y3 plus y2, y3 will become y4. Fine. Plus again this also by UV method. Plus 2, keep y2 as it is, y3 if differentiated then it will become y4, plus keep y3, if you differentiate y2 then it will become y3. Now y1 is what? 0. Okay. Now y2 is 1 but y4 is 2. Fine. So I have to write here 0 plus 2 plus y3. Y3 is 0 and y2 and y4 is how much? 2 plus 2. Fine. 2. Y2 value is 1. So I have written here 1. Y4 value is 2. I have written 2. Y3 value is 0. So I did not write. So if you calculate this all, you will get answer as a 16. Now substituting all these values in the formula. Fine. So what I'll write here? Log of secant x is equal to y naught of a 0. Y naught of a 0 is, first I'll write 0 plus x. Okay. Y1 of a 0. What is y1 of a 0? So that is also 0 plus x square divided by 2 factorial. Okay, fine. X square divided by 2 factorial. Y2 of a 0. Y2 of a 0 is 1. So no need of writing that. Plus y3 of a 0. Y3 of a 0 is 0. Plus x raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial. What is y4 of a 0? It is 2. Okay. So I'll write here 2. Plus y5 of a 0 is 0. Next, y6 divided by 6 factorial. And what did you get here? It is 16. So this completes your answer.